Hey, what's up, y'all? What's going on with you? So today is my Survivor's Day. Survivor's Day meaning that I survived a horrific car accident that happened 13 years ago. Most of you know my story. Some of you don't. Sometimes, like every year, I I find it therapeutic to tell my story. Um, Not just for me, but for others as well who've had a horrific accident or injury happen to them. 13 years ago, my girlfriend and I, my girlfriend at the time, she's my ex, we were in a car accident on the Beltway. We were in a hit and run car accident. We were hit by a tractor trailer. Um, Fortunately, my ex did not get hurt. I thank God she didn't get hurt. Um, but I did. I suffered a spinal cord injury, broke my neck, and C4, C5 vertebrae. Um, which paralyzed me from the chest down. Um, to this day, never found the person that hit us. Um, and to be quite honest with you, it never affected it never affected me emotionally to find the person because I'm just happy to be alive, man. Seriously. Um, I just remember us getting hit so hard. Um, to put it in football terms, because I used to play football, play in college, play in high school. I played running back. To put it in football terms, it's almost like getting hit while you're not looking, but multiply that times 100. Like it was so hard. And I just remember the car spinning, 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 and then flipped over. And that's when it flipped over, I lost consciousness for maybe about 2 minutes. Um, when I came to, well, actually, while I was unconscious, I thought I was home. Like, I literally thought I was down in my basement, sleep on the couch. And then when I finally came to, I remember, like, yeah, we just got hit. And I can hear my ex, crying, going hysterical, you know, saying we need to get out the car. And as I'm coming to, you know, I try to move and nothing moved. And my first reaction was like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden, my attention came to my breathing. I couldn't breathe. So, like, my mind was just all messed up. Like, I was like, okay, I can't move and I can't breathe. My girl's crying. Um, I'm trying to talk, but it's hard to talk. Um, all I can remember her saying, Mikey, we need to get out the car. But she was saying it, and I like the way she said it though. It's like this is something you never forget. And I remember her saying, "Mikey, you don't leave me. Um, I need you. I love you." It's just how she said it. It was, you know, like I said, she was crying. She was going hysterical. She was hysterical. So, you know, yeah, that to this day, like how her voice was, I just never forget it. But so anyway, fire department, paramedics, it's the jaws of life to get me out. And I just remember telling the firefighter, like with all my might, saying, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." I couldn't get it out. So finally get us out. put me in a stretcher, and I get in the ambulance. And at this point, I'm like nervous and scared. So I'm telling the paramedics, I'm like, yo, I'm a football player. Like, I can't move. And at the time, I'm not thinking like, you know, I'm not thinking I broke my neck because at that point your adrenaline's rushing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you don't feel a thing. Like you just straight. It's just straight adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? All I know is I can't breathe well, and it's hard for me to talk. But I was alert. You know what I'm saying? Like I gave him my full name, my phone number, my address, everything. And then I remember the paramedic when I was in the ambulance asked me, "Mr. Taylor, move your toes." And I said, "I am." And I know I wasn't moving them because I couldn't move. I couldn't move my fingers. I couldn't move anything. You know, I just thought like I hit some type of nerve or something. I didn't think I broke my neck and disturbed my spinal cord. You know what I'm saying? So, so you know, by me being in an ambulance and they do that, you know, tell you to move your toes or whatever. So by me having a neurological injury, they automatically called um, they automatically called the helicopter, medevac me to shock trauma in Baltimore. So I get the shock trauma in Baltimore, and um, I guess it only took about as soon as they came, it took about 9 minutes to get to Baltimore in the helicopter. They were flying, and I just remember falling asleep. I don't know if I lost consciousness or I just remember falling asleep. And by the time I lost consciousness, I guess um, they they already made the call to Baltimore Shock Trauma to prep me for surgery, knowing that I had a neurological injury. Um, I was in 9 hour surgery. 9 hour surgery. They took a piece of bone from my hip and did a spinal fusion with my neck. When I finally woke up, you know when they say you wake up in the hospital, you see the hospital ceiling, and not only did I see the hospital ceiling, I saw these black bars, and the black bars was a halo to keep my neck stabilized. And then I see my mom come in, and when I saw her, man, like I see the helplessness in her face, like, oh my baby, and I never ever heard her say that to any of us. Like I'm the oldest. I have a 21-year-old sister and a soon-to-be 17-year-old brother, and I never heard her say my babies, my babies. But when she said it like, she was holding back tears, and like I tried to talk, and I was like, okay, why there's no words coming out? So I looked down a little bit more, and I see I got a tracheotomy in my throat, or a trach. I'm sorry, I got a trach in my throat, breathing tube, breathing for me. I'm like, okay, this is real. You know what I'm saying? I see everybody come in. I see my ex come in. I see her come in. I see my ex girlfriend's mom come in. I see my stepdad come in. My grandparents, my godfather, my aunt's ex husband. Like the whole fam, like the whole. I was born and raised in Northeast, 13th place in the Brooklyn area, DC. Like the whole neighborhood of 13th place, like that whole 14th Street, Michigan Avenue, like just everybody that my parents grew up with, I mean, my mom and my uncles and aunts grew up with, like then other family and friends. Man, I like it was serious. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna be here for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, I was drugged up, of course, because I was just in 9 hour surgery, man. They did a spinal fusion to my neck. I got a halo screwed in both sides of my forehead and two in the back of my head. So I know shit has just got real. So I remember saying to my girl, like, boo, I love you. Like, I wasn't talking, but she can read my lips. I'm like, I love you. You know, we're gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Don't worry. And I know that was a medication talking, but of course, the I love you part was real. Um, I was just telling her and everybody else I'm gonna be okay, so they won't worry. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I've always been like that. So next couple of days, of course, word spread, and word spread fast to Delaware State, to my high school at St. John's in DC, um, to coaches from I was in elementary and middle school. Um, my mom's friends from college. She ain't heard from in a long time. Just word just spread fast, and I remember that the accident was a Sunday night, so I was in surgery that Monday morning, August the 11th. So by August 13th, I think I had over 100 visitors, and it was just shifts. And I didn't know this at the time, but from what my aunt was telling me, my mom's sister, my mom's younger sister, that's my girl. Shout out to Aunt Cindy. um, at the time, that all my male friends, as soon as they was about to come in, like they broke down crying, but I didn't see it. So my aunt stopped them, like, look, you gotta cry out here, cause he don't want you crying. He ain't gonna want you crying. He gonna want you smiling, cause that's what he gonna tell you. He gonna tell you, don't worry. You know, she was telling Mikey, don't want y'all to be crying. You know, and all my female friends, they were soldiers, man. Like they came in, they were nurturing. I just remember them. I just remember them all just holding my hand, rubbing my hand, just rubbing my forehead, just being supportive and like just being. I mean, women are nurtured, nurturers by nature, you know, and they were just so strong. Like my male friends, man, they were breaking down. It was hard for them, which I understand. Um, so yeah. Um, another big shout out. I know I'm kind of like rambling and stuff, but another big shout out is the one of the nurses. She was so cool, man. Um, we used to listen. So like I said, I was a shock trauma in Baltimore, and Baltimore station is 92Q, 92.3, 92Q. So like anytime she would be on shift, she would always come on the radio, and her shift was like always around midday, uh, like 11 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and and they will always do like a midday mix, like right at noon, and so she'll come on the radio and like as as therapy for me, I didn't know at the time. She was like, "Hey, look, whatever song they mix, or whatever song they play on their mix, you gotta you gotta mouth it and rap it and breathe at the same time, because that was the only way I was gonna get stronger and get off the trait quicker than expected, right? So like I was like, cool. I mean, I couldn't talk, but like she can read my lips, and she's like, we would do that like every every day, and it was so cool of her, man. That's why like I got so much respect for registered nurses and CNAs, man, because y'all are angels in disguise, man. Angels in disguise. So anyway, that was like so cool of her. We should do that every day. Um, it just it was just the thought that she would think of that was smart. You know what I'm saying? And I actually got off the tray quicker than I was expected to get off of it. So anyway, so so I'm still in ICU. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm in critical condition, but because if you on like any type of breathing machine, you're always gonna be listed as critical condition, even though you're stabilized. If that makes sense. I might I might be wrong saying that. I need a doctor or nurse to correct me if I'm wrong. But um, it became I started to look forward to the visits from everybody. They couldn't visit long because I was in the ICU. You know what I'm saying? So I just used to look forward to visits. I used to look forward to seeing my girl because you know just seeing her pretty face. You know what I mean? What I used to do was what I asked the nurse to do for me. I had a picture of my girl, and I couldn't turn my neck because I had the halo, and they didn't want me to turn on my neck because I they just did spinal fusion on my neck. So even though I could move it, they didn't want me moving it. So instead of me turning my neck to see her picture, I asked one of the nurses, to hang her picture above me, you know, just so I can see her, her pretty face. You know what I'm saying? And I used to look, and whenever I used to wake up, That's what I wanted to see, her face. Even though I knew she couldn't stay the night with me, at least let me have her picture above me before I go to sleep. You know what I mean? So, and when I wake up, um, so that part was scary, man. That part was scary. It was. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I don't wish any type of spinal cord injury, any type of paralysis on anybody, man. Um, that time was rough. That time was scary, being in the ICU. Then then going to inpatient rehab. That was my heart. That was my hardest transition. I had just turned 20. My birthday's October 30th. I had just I had just transitioned to inpatient rehab on Halloween, day after my birthday. I just turned 20. And I hadn't seen myself in the mirror yet, like at all. And the first day I see myself in the mirror, I could see my collarbone. I had lost so much weight, lost all my muscles on. So you gotta understand, like I'm 5'10", 5'10" and a half at the time, about 195. I fluctuate between 195 and 200 pounds, muscular, former football player, former athlete. And from August 10th to October 31st, I lost that much muscle mass. Man, I just broke down crying seeing myself in the mirror. Like, broke down. And I got scared because I was like, man, I'm 20 years old. I'm supposed to be on campus. I'm supposed to be in meetings or practice. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be shooting the shit with my teammates. I'm supposed to be meeting up with my girl with the cab, or meeting up with my boys so we can all go to the study hall together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 20 years old, man. 20. And Like I broke down a couple of days. Like I was crying like a good 3 days, man, good 3 days, and all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Let me just snap out of this. Let me just get to work. Let me start the physical therapy. Let me, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy at all. So um, then I caught pneumonia, and almost that shit almost took me out more than my actual accident. It was like if I ain't hit the hospital right away to get treatment, I would have been dead. Cause the type of injury I have, my diaphragm is weak, so you don't have like the power to cough, um, like cough strong. Like when you cough, you're using your diaphragm. That's why, like when you see people cough real loud or real hard, their diaphragm is strong. Like when you have a spinal cord injury, depending on what level you are, man, your cough is your coughs are weak. Like I've been made fun of, be like, man, you cough like a bitch. I'm like, man, because my diaphragm weak. But yeah, man. After that episode, pneumonia got better. Went back to therapy, inpatient therapy, and then when it was time for me to come home, awful. So after the after that, it was time for me to go home, and I was actually nervous about going home because I was transitioning to a different life out in public, and you know, I remember my girl and my mom had came to my room, and it was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Man, I want the people to accept me because I'm disabled, man. I have a handicap." And I just broke down. My mom broke down too, gave me a hug. My ex gave me a hug, and we were all, you know, my mom was just trying to make things. She was trying to say the right thing. You go, you can go to this person's house and that person's house, and we'll make it work. And I broke down because I was more scared than anything. It wasn't, it wasn't about going home. It was just more about going home a different person. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Yeah. So that was tough. Doing that was tough. But um, I mean, now, um, I appreciate each day like it's my last. Um, don't get me wrong, it hasn't been easy, but I know it can be way worse than what it is. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that wish they were in my shoes, and they have it worse than I do, and they're independent, and they're walking. You know what I'm saying? So, um, other than that, man, like I just like to share my story with people because it's therapeutic for me, but also if I can help somebody that's going through the same thing I did, whatever type of injury they have, you know, I'm all about paying it forward because somebody paid it for for me, you know. So, um, to all the people who still celebrate their Survivors Day, I wish you more Survivors Days. And if this video helps you to get through whatever you need to get through, replay it and replay it and replay it. Um, like I said, it's therapeutic for me to tell my story because it reminds me of how far I've come along. Um, like I was in a breathing machine, man. I had a halo. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't talk. I couldn't move anything. I couldn't move my arms. And now, I can give dap to my little brother, give dap to my little sister, I give dap to my friends. You know what I mean? I mean, I can give hugs. You know what I'm saying? Like little things, little things that we don't appreciate. Because I knew. I mean, it's a lot of things I took for granted. I'm not gonna say here act like I didn't before my injury, but now, I, you can't take those things for granted, man. So like the next time you get somebody daps you, like, oh man, I'm glad I can still give that to my dude or give that to whomever I'm cool with. You know what I'm saying? So so yeah, that's my story, man. Um, and my survivors day. Shout out to my ex. Um, like I said, every day I'm glad that she did not get hurt. Um, so glad she did not get hurt. Um, and I want to thank her for sticking by me. Um, we had stayed together 3 more years after the accident. And no, we did not break up because of my injury. I know a lot of people want to know why we broke up. It wasn't because of the injury. I mean, we were both at the time 19, 20 years old. We were young. So, you know, we still need to live our lives. And us breaking up was the best thing for us. Even though it was a bad breakup, don't get me wrong. It was a really bad breakup, but now we're really cool people. And we're real cool, cordial to each other, real cool with each other. And yeah, shout out to her for sticking with me, sticking by me when she didn't have to. To this day, I always tell her that I wish she went back to school. And I told her that even when I was in the ICU, when I couldn't talk, I wanted her to go back to school. I wanted her to go back to Dell State and not stick around because of me. Don't feel guilty because she was a driver. It was not her fault. You know, it was not her fault. But yeah, shout out to her. And yeah, man, that's my story, my survivor's day. And I hope um, whoever I help that needs this, um, just pay it forward to the next person. All right. Thanks for listening, y'all. Peace.